great movie. It depicted a lot of things that Black women endure, and some of the lack of resources and poverty and things of that nature that we do face. But for them to be focused on like the production and a backpack jumping on and off, it just took me for a loop, and everybody was so confused about. I don't know. I felt like they weren't looking at it how they needed to be looking at it. So that's what I
Yeah,
think.
I would agree. I would agree wholeheartedly. I think if you didn't know what was going on, you wasn't paying attention. And I think somebody on there said, "Yeah, well, I watched it the first time. I was getting my hair done. I was barely paying attention." And it sounded like when she started watching it the second time, she was just nitpicking for stuff to get at. Like, what are we doing? Like, I don't know. It's just, the expectations were crazily high for this 1 day, 24-hour movie. And I just think that's unfair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah, it happened in less than 24 hours. The I didn't understand why. I didn't understand why it didn't make sense to them. I feel like he answered every question at the end and gave you enough leeway to even look deeper into it, you know?
Hmm.
Bingo.
Are
Bingo.
are y'all Tyler Perry fans? Like, do y'all enjoy his movies often? Or is it like hit and miss with y'all?
Nah, I enjoy his movies.
Yeah.
I enjoy his movies and the little TV shows now. I'm actually a huge fan because Sisters is really
Okay.
good. Sisters is
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm a play guy. I like the plays more than the movie.
Mm,
I'm a
yeah.
play guy. Meet the Browns. I can do bad all by myself. I'm a play guy. So, but I think the thing is like Dr. Hughes, Tyler Perry. So if you know Tyler Perry, like you can kind of know what to expect too. And so I think
Yeah.
if you understand what you're working with, the movie's straw, like he went leaps and bounds. We've seen him do things that he might not even done and send messages he might not have even sent since maybe
Hmm.
daddy's girls. So it's like it's some stuff that we hitting on and we hitting on and he hit on it.
Yeah. I
And
know a lot of people. Sorry.
nah, I say what you was gonna say.
And I was gonna say I know a lot of people talk about um how they don't like the way he is profiting off of the trauma of Black people. Now, granted, it would be nice. It would be nice to see Black people have a happy ending. Most of the time, I can't remember. Well, not off the bat right now. I know a lot of people are like against him for that. They say that he's always showing something about the trauma of Black people. Like somebody's always going to be doing this, or always going to be doing that. Something that's completely negative. But Black people really go through a lot. Like we are at the bottom of the barrel. We lack the resources. We often lack funding. We lack a lot of opportunities. And I say for me, I do like happy endings, but I also like watching stuff that I can relate to, and like seeing situations that I know other people have experienced, because for me as a helping professional, it kind of gives me a little bit more insight on how we as a Black community can do better so we can stop him. Like if you're so focused or you're so mad at him for making movies about this and this and this, then as Black people, let's rise up and do better. And so we give him something that he don't have to like display our pain and all of that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And people get tired of seeing it. And guess what? Well, the issue need to be is that you need to understand that that's how real it is. That's how frequent
Mm-hmm.
that is reality. And I get it, you know what I'm saying? It would be nice to see a switch up. And maybe you'll get a movie soon about the switch up. You'll get a feel good movie in Medea, a month or so. So he gonna do the Medea's homecoming. So you get the feel good stuff, but look, at the end of the day, I think the panel outside of um Smith wanted everybody, like they wanted the movie to do all the work for them, I guess. Like they wanted
Mm.
every day, they want to think no
Good
further than what they
point.
saw.
Good
You
point.
understand where I'm coming from? They wanted to just look at it and then tell me everything I need to know. You don't want to take the step further to do the thoughts and really think about the message that it's sending. And that's the issue.
Yeah.
That's definitely the issue. Did they let y'all down? Like as black women, like I didn't think a black woman would have too much negative to say about this film. Like I just couldn't picture that. Like maybe a little something, but not just what they were saying. It was like they didn't
They
relate
didn't.
to it at all. Like I don't know.
Nah, they didn't let me down. Based on their perspective or their view, I just feel like the focus was on the wrong thing. It was on the production rather than the message. And
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe it's something else. Maybe that's just not their type of movie. So they didn't let me down. Now, I didn't see anybody really being against Janaya, so nobody, I can't remember anybody said anything like, "Oh, she should have did this," or "Oh, she could have did that. Oh, that's her fault." Then that would have let me down. But I can't remember nobody speaking like that of her.
Uh,
Yeah. Not as black women. They ain't let me down as black women. Um I think where I got let down is how quickly they were to dismiss the movie. In the manner in which they did. Like it was so like I don't care. Like, well, yeah, it's just throw it away. I mean, it's like I don't think they took the true opportunity to give the movie a chance to begin
Mm,
with. So that may be where I be let down, but not as black women. I mean, at the end of the day, you like what you like, and I mean, hey, it is what it is.
yeah, I just think the message was so clear cut that I just don't see how like the message kind of made all the things they brought up not matter to me. It was like it's still like a powerful message in this movie,
Hmm.
and it wasn't supposed to be based in 100% reality. It was just showing that everybody got their breaking point, and showing what single mothers go through, and just it was just a lot of hidden gems, like just your breaking point. You never know what somebody is going through. uh don't be so judgmental, and just the struggles of lower income black women, single
Hmm.
lower income single black mothers, like all of that wrapped into a pretty 24-hour gift that tugged at your heartstrings.
Yeah, yeah. And the danger of being strong all the time, like. I mean, we come in this perception, especially as like black people, like of us like pushing through, just like trying to get through it, and you truly saw somebody going through their last straw, like that strong black woman or like the black man who's the provider. Like it was really, really heavy on Janiyah. I mean, it spoke to a lot of things. It spoke to that's why I don't understand the point of oh well, he missed a real opportunity to go deep into mental health. No, you missed the real opportunity to open your brain. At the end of the day, you missed the real opportunity because he hit on high functioning depression and burnout. That was clear.
that
That's clear as
was.
day.
Fact, fact,
Yeah.
fact. She hit the nail on the head. It was just like you said, it was like they just didn't want to think. Like, and that's the whole part of deep movies. I like movies that make me think and read between the lines. That's
Yeah,
entertainment to me, but maybe not to them. I don't know. But
Yeah.
um, anything else y'all want to share with the people on the panel before I let y'all go, or anything else y'all want to say about the movie to the audience, or whatever y'all want to put out there.
Mm. I guess I can like touch base on like the mental health part of it. I remember one of the young ladies saying, um, he should have like gave her an official diagnosis or some background and stuff like that. And if you were to think about it, what diagnosis would you give? Would you give Janaya? You would give her schizophrenia because of the let's just if she was to be misdiagnosed, because I feel like that would be a misdiagnosed,
Hmm.
or something along the lines of a mood disorder, which isn't necessary. And I feel like if anything, that would have justified, how they what they think about Black people or Tyler Perry view on like Black people trauma. Um,
Mm.
because everything is mental health, but everything isn't a disorder. I can't like wrap my head around like it was the why was she hallucinating? Because it was grief, and
Yeah.
grief, that's a diagnosis. So
Hmm.
I wouldn't give her. I don't think it would have been necessary for us to go back and be like, oh well, this, and this. Oh well, her being in therapy. Oh, her being diagnosed with schizophrenia. She had a brief psychosis, and that's just due to trauma. I mean, grief, stress. So I don't know. That was like just a tad bit irritating. Cause I don't like to see it. I don't like to misdiagnose people. I don't like for Black people to be misdiagnosed with something. Cause schizophrenia, that will have followed her. Or bipolar. So many Black people are misdiagnosed with bipolar. Um, and to see a
Mm.
Black woman with a mood disorder, that's not. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that. She was fine. Everything she did was justifiable, I think. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't a diagnosis for that is kind of you asking like you talking as if she just woke up and did it for no reason. Like you like not thinking about she probably didn't sleep that whole night. Um you grief like you said like it probably wouldn't even be like a diet. It'd probably be like one of those like description Z codes or something like a
Yeah.
Z. Like it
Yeah.
wouldn't
Yeah.
even be
Yeah.
no real like diagnosis. It'd be like lack of sleep psychosis or something like that. Psychosis, like what you said, brief psychosis due to lack of sleep or grief or something like something real like that you couldn't even like diagnose with. It's just like a temporary
Yeah.
thing. But I feel like you didn't need it though. Like I don't even see how that was
Mm-mm.
a thing. Like why did you need? What would you
Yeah.
need a the girl daughter died and she haven't been to sleep. Like what? Like what else did you need? I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know.
She my girl
Yeah.
is grieving like simple.
Well, that tell you all you need to know because somebody on the panel thought the baby wasn't even fully born yet. They thought the baby died when they was newborn. So that's how you know they wasn't paying attention right there.
Yeah. I just don't think they were paying attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, were they like? I don't know. I guess you don't watch the movie. Like people attention spans just not as good as it used to be.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think that is a thing too. Because
picking
a
up that phone.
series, yeah,
Hmm.
TikTok. Always on TikTok, just scrolling, seeing something different every couple of seconds. But people also like series too. Um,
Yeah.
so it probably would have been better too if it was a series. That way would have gave them a lot of background information. Or probably would have been a more happy ending or added more scenes, like her getting treatment or seeing the lady
Man,
visit her at the
it
ED.
wasn't about that though, Doctor Hughes.
I know I'm saying
Like
for them because
no,
that's the
they
thing they
need to
wanted to
grow
see.
up. They need to grow up and watch a movie. Like pay attention. Like all that. No, because if they couldn't pay attention to the movie, ain't no way they gonna pay attention to the series.
No, they
They
paid attention. I
You
think
can't
they
be
paid
paying
attention.
attention if you think the baby
No,
wasn't really born. That's
to
Yeah, that's
mm-mm.
crazy.
nobody else
No, no,
got
no,
that.
no,
Nobody
no.
else said it.
To see that the backpack was on the table,
Yeah, I guess so,
and
right? With that,
then
yeah, that's crazy.
like you were too focused. Honestly, if we're being
Way
honest,
too
you were too
focused.
focused.
Yeah, yeah, I give you that. But she didn't
Focused
say
on the
that
wrong
though.
thing.
Those
It
two
was
different
another
people.
person. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so there you go.
I think she
There you
was just.
go.
We had one nitpicking, one trying to diagnose her, and the other one just thinking it was a comedy, saying was the baby really born? I don't know. I don't know. In
It's
between
crazy.
all that is crazy. But maybe it just didn't relate to them. Like maybe they never seen people. I don't know though. I don't think though. I think you can empathize with people or sympathize with people, whichever word I need to use. Like
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like you know somebody that you didn't seen go through something like that, or not through the psychosis and stuff, but just like struggling. So, I don't know.
Uh,
yeah,
something that I wanted to hit on before I forget. Hey, we saw by the time this airs, the Tyler Perry news will have been came out. He being sued for millions of dollars. And by a dude that he worked with on the Oval, one of the actors. And it's a white man. And all I'm gonna say is, I told y'all they try to take down all our millionaires and billionaires one by one. They trying to pick them. That's all I'm gonna say.
Man, he
mm,
getting some freaky guy vibe. Freaky
We
guy.
gonna see. They try
Wow,
to take away one by one. They released the text, but the text don't seem too incriminating. So I don't know. I
wow,
don't know.
wow. I gotta
I
go
might
look
stand
this up.
behind Medea until we watch it. You know what I'm saying? I might stand behind Medea with this. We gonna see.
I'm gonna have to put the text on the screen. You say they released the text?
They released the text.
Man, send me. You got the pictures? Send
Yep.
me them pictures, man. I'm gonna put it on the screen. I'm
Bet.
gonna put it right there. Read them, see them. Yeah, yeah. But dang, okay. So Tyler Perry getting sued. He done dropped the movie for the black woman. Now he getting sued by a white man. It's
So
deep.
it's rough. It's rough. It's just rough all
It's
around.
deep, man. One of them years. Everybody getting sued. Everybody getting taken down one by one, like you said. It started with like. I mean, I think R. Kelly. We kind of knew about R. Kelly, but it seemed like it started with
Yeah.
Bill Cosby, and just it's just been going. I mean, Hollywood though. Hollywood
Hollywood.
is up to no good, man. They doing a lot of freaky things in Hollywood. We always heard about it, but now it's hitting the fan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
mm.
But look, man, I enjoyed y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in. I see y'all let them off a little easy. That's cool, you know. Because they definitely had some, you know. I mean, it's one thing. I don't know. I feel like they didn't have strong points to back up what they were saying. Like to give it a two. You giving it a two for a book bag. You giving it a two because
Yeah, that ain't no two. That ain't no two right there.
yeah,
Like yeah, like yeah, no.
Yeah,
you got people crying on TikTok. Like you know what I'm saying? And you talking about a two. Like and I don't think it was a fluke. Like this was a good movie. And I don't
yeah.
even
I don't think it was a fluke.
yeah. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I think what was A Fall from Grace was like it wasn't a bad movie, but it wasn't as good as Straw.
Right.
And that's what Mary B said. She said she feel like Fall from Grace gave you everything and Straw didn't.
Hmm.
Mm.
I don't know. I haven't
And
seen
A
Fall
Fall
from
from
Grace.
Grace. Well, I guess like Tyler Perry always have like a few let's see, what's the thing? Like the production because he's quick with it. He's being quick with it. So it's
Yes.
not gonna
Yeah.
be
So it's gonna be some
perfect.
slip ups. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Um
doing 4 days, 2 weeks, 2 days, hey, hey.
that's amazing. For me, like to me, I think that's pretty good.
Especially if it do good and you cut costs and still get paid good. I mean, you can't beat that. It ain't even taking over a lot of days, and you can go shoot that movie and do something else.
Mhm.
More stuff for us to watch.
Fact, fact. But I'll let y'all go, man. Anything else before I let y'all go?
Mm-mm.
All hearts
Hold it
satisfied.
down.
There you go, man. Thank y'all for stopping by.
Hey, are you looking for a way to put the kids to bed during the day? Well, let me entertain them with 4U Gaming and Entertainment. Allow me to utilize my custom state-of-the-art bus to put your kids at ease and create a unique gaming experience unlike any other. Check out our website at 4ugaming.com for booking options. And as always, we're undeniably for you.
Go watch Gold Chain. 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 Go watch. When I come around, I said when I come around. Go watch Gold Chain. Just bought the whole thing. Jumped off an old plane. Crunk classics on plane. Dunk from the free throw. Jump off my whole lane. All-star status stepping. Punching on your whole gang. Got the paint locked down. Got the top drop down. Gotta watch a fry flocking. Gotta tell her calm down. Gotta tell her calm down. You be getting too excited. Go to places you ain't never been and won't get invited. Go watch Gold Chain. Go watch Gold Chain. Go watch Gold Chain. Go watch. I said when I come around. Yeah, I came a long way drinking green smoothies. I don't book the hotel unless it got jacuzzis. I don't make the rules, love the player, hate the game. She don't want to choose, but she tired of the lames. Came down, tippy grill, shining whip swanking. Smelling like a million, looking for some danger. Never double back.
Yo, yo, yo. What's good, family? Today ain't just another day. It's Juneteenth, the real Independence Day for our people. June 19th, 1865, 2.5 years later after the Emancipation Proclamation, our ancestors in Galveston, Texas, were finally told they were free. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. They were finally told they were free. The law said one thing, but power, money, and silence said another. So the chain stayed on until they didn't. Juneteenth is more than history. It's a reminder that freedom ain't always given. Sometimes you gotta take it, claim it, and walk in it. So today, don't just throw up a fist. Build something, learn something, teach somebody, support a black business, create something that outlives you. And most of all, be intentional about the legacy you're leaving. Be intentional. It's all about your intentions. Now, this is Put the Kids to Bed and Let's Talk Blackout Edition, part 3 of the culture. And like I was saying, yeah, we were free, but were we really liberated? Because truth is, too many of us still live like we on the plantation. Only now the whip is profit and the chains are debt. And the overseers wear logos, suits, and control your algorithms. We're slaves to capitalistic gains, grinding for things that never feed our soul, while they sell our image, remix our pain, and call it culture. But that ain't culture. That's exploitation. Dressed up in rhythm and what the young folks say, drip. They keep us sleep with the very things that we think make us woke. Music, fashion, clout, conflict. All designed to turn you into mindless consumers. We're not just victims of a systems, we're targets of a strategy. And if we don't name it, question it, and rebuild it, we stay sheep. So tonight we continue to lift the veil. We still digging into what's real, what's toxic, and what's ours to reclaim. It's time to rewrite or rewire the culture because freedom without awareness is just a prettier cage. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Part three, we picking up what we were talking about China.
In themselves, just like Americans do. You get what I'm saying? We have different type of Chinese people. They're born on the same land, but they identify with their lineage. My lineage is I'm Afro descent.
I don't know what who Afro somebody Afro in China? What you say?
No, what I'm saying is okay. So we have a division in America
Right.
that determines who we are socially, and in Chinese, people don't just say, "Oh, I'm Chinese." They identify with their lineage. So they have different types of people there, which determines who they are socially. They go upon a system just as we do. You get what I'm saying?
So
Of
that's
identification.
that's their culture.
That's our culture, African American. Our culture is African American. We're of Afro descent. But we are
Yeah.
born American, so that's where the concept American comes in at the end.
Okay.
Black American, African American. Chinese people aren't just Chinese as a whole as you think they are. They have they have identifications as well that they go by. So if this is not their land, if this is not our land because we are oppressed and we've been stripped from our culture, then we could say the
So
same thing of
this ain't the
any other
native
language.
this not the Native American land?
By us saying that America is our land does not discredit that the Native Americans were here first.
Us saying
What's
that this is
left of them?
our land is saying that we're born
Oh, shit.
citizens and we have the rights of everybody else. Like that's us saying that this is our
It's our
land.
land.
I was raised on a ring cannon estate. That's my great grandmother's land. I'm a part of this I'm a part of the society just as anybody else.
I ain't
Despite
saying
if I am
I'm not saying you're not a part of it. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying they took our culture. That's all I'm saying. And
And
I'm saying
nobody's
if you
ever
call yourself
disagreed with
black,
that.
I'm saying if you call yourself black, you don't know who you are. You don't really know.
But you don't really know either. I'm
I
because
trying
you
to
I
don't even
know.
want to
That's
find
what I'm
out.
saying. That's why I
You
call
don't want to
myself
find
black.
out.
I don't believe that shit real.
But you don't want to find out who you are.
I today. Okay, all right. You catching me up? Cause I'm just who I am today. Like that's who I am. But I'm saying it ain't. We not. I'm black. I grew up in Mars Point, a hood place. I don't know. Like I'm. I don't look at it like it's a culture of it in itself. But I don't look like black people have an all encompassing culture. I don't look at it like that. But
I don't think nobody does.
I look at being black as a thing though. Like there is such thing as acting black. I do think that. Like I do
what is
understand.
acting black?
Shit, I don't know what I
So
the way you just said we talk, how we do this, how we do that.
Okay.
That's black.
culture differs between, like we have explained, the experience, where you are born, and how do you go about life. You get what I'm saying? How do you express yourself? If
But
Do you think that peasants in China experience the same culture that the elites experience? No, They
Yeah,
don't. They don't. They not in the fields working
yeah.
and growing their own rice.
That ain't
That's not their
culture. That ain't
culture.
culture. That's experience.
I think that is culture. Experience is a
Mm-mm.
part of your culture. Experience influences your culture. If I have not experienced the hardship, then I would not. If I have not experienced the nature of and the cultivation and the innovation
So
of
you think Chinese people because you so a rich black man is not doesn't have the same culture as a poor black man. That's what you're saying.
No, so a black person that comes
What
from
the
a high
fuck?
class does
So
not
what
have the
is
same
black
culture as we
culture?
do.
We don't have a culture then. This shit
black
Culture
just
can be cultivated by anything. Families have culture.
okay.
Traditions are a part of
So let's
culture.
just say that we have family cultures. I don't think it's a all encompassing black culture.
But I don't think it's true to say we have all encompassing cultures anywhere because we all been influenced in some type of way.
right. We've all been touched by the act of imperialization and colonization and westernization.
And that's why I say we like black is a manufactured thing. Like that's been
Okay, but
manufactured.
stop
Right.
comparing black to other cultures if we've all experienced the same thing.
Why would I not compare it to other cultures? If you saying we
Because
got a
that's why I
culture.
feel like
That's why I'm
that's
saying we don't
where
have a culture.
I think the comparison is where I start to see shame in your
It's
pro-blackness.
not
Because
shame.
we
It's
have a
I'm
I said
telling
that's
you
where I start to
facts.
see it.
But it's
That's why I
no
start
shame.
that's
I'm not
shame.
ashamed that happened to us. I'm just telling you that's what happened to us. Like I don't understand why y'all keep connecting all this shame. Like y'all putting that in y'all mind. I'm not ashamed of what happened to us. I'm just saying that is what happened to us. That's all I'm saying.
Right. And what happened to
But
us
you said it was an
develops
L.
our culture.
We said
What
what?
happened to us?
You said
That's
we
not
took an
culture.
L.
We did take a L. Slavery is an L. You think that's a dub? You like
I
what?
think that so if
Damn.
somebody
We took an
steals from
L,
you,
bro.
like you just minding your business, and somebody steal from
That's
you,
an L, bro.
you have the L.
That's an L, bro.
So you were supposed to be ready for him,
Did you lose
even though
something?
you knew
If
he
he
wasn't gonna
stole
come.
something from you, did you lose something?
Huh?
If somebody takes something from you, did you lose something?
Yeah.
So that's a
Yeah,
loss.
we took an L for sure.
That's a loss.
I agree with
Like,
the fact that
I'm
we
not trying to
definitely
say we
took an
didn't, but
like
L.
I'm just
what?
saying it's like
We still taking L's right now.
Definitely
yeah.
taking L's right now. And
Right, but
black people are definitely lost because we not even like we lost, bro. We kind of lost. We kind of
we are
lost.
lost because we don't know that if we're Ethiopian or
I'm not saying
Polynesian.
that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying
That's what I'm
we
getting.
lost though. Like we
We're
lost,
we're
bro.
we're lost because we can't have a direct association with Africa. We're lost because we don't we
We don't
don't
have
speak
a
the same
direct
language.
association with each other.
I mean,
Okay.
if we're gonna
I
be
disagree.
technical, if we're going to be technical, you get what I'm saying? What race, what nationality do have a direct association with
Um,
each other? I think
Jewish,
everybody goes.
Jewish people.
Jewish people do not have a direct association with each other. There's
Why they
very much a
don't?
class
Why
system.
they
There's
don't?
a class system
It's a
in
class
any
system
race of people
everywhere
that separates everybody.
What class got to do with a direct association?
because your class system influence
It's
your way of life, which is your way of life determines your culture. That's culture, your way of life. Like I said, a peasant in China could not say that they experiences the same culture as an elite person.
it
Our
is the
culture
Nor do
same.
goes
they
It
into
have a
is the
direct
same culture.
association with that person. No. Okay.
It is, bro. I don't know what y'all talking about, bro. I'm gonna just be real.
I think you don't know. I think you don't know what we're talking about because you don't want to know what we're talking about. You
Cause
ain't trying to connect the
that don't
dots.
make
We're trying to
sense.
connect the dots with you, but you're not trying to connect the dots with us.
Okay, it's a different. You can't like even if whatever you saying is real, they still Chinese, man.
We're still
No.
black at the end of the
We
day.
didn't make that shit like okay, all right. We black. We definitely black. Okay, we black. All right. I'm saying we black. I know we black.
If they're
And
still,
I
if
know
they
why we
still,
are black. Why are we black?
okay, if they are
Why
still
no,
Chinese at the end
why
of the
are
day,
we
why do they suppress each other just as
I
we
don't fucking know they weird. Why are we black?
do? That's not ethical. That's not ethnical to say.
That's weird. I don't know. I just that's the way of the world. Why are we black though?
Look,
Why do we call each other black?
We are black because our
Why?
ancestors
Why?
were victim of the transatlantic slave trade. We were
Mm-hmm.
called Negroes, and they were giving us the term black on paper, and we
Mm-hmm.
took that and we rebranded it and
Okay.
created our own
All right.
culture. That's why we are
And
That
black today.
embrace and
that sound
embrace our
that
cultural and
sound
embrace our culture
that
and
sound
embrace
good.
our blackness.
Uh, okay. Yeah, we don't have a choice. You don't have a choice but to embrace. And I'm not saying you
No, you do have a
shouldn't.
choice.
I'm not
You do have
saying
a
you
choice
should. You
because
don't
as we
got no
talk,
choice, bro. If racism catch your ass slipping, you black. What I'm saying is the reason why we,
I don't think that derives from your choice because as we speak on multiracial
bro,
people, if we have a
you
person that is mixed, that's black and white, they have a choice to
know
choose
that
what
they
side
don't.
they
They
want to
black.
choose.
They black.
Well,
They
I'm
niggas,
not
black.
speaking.
niggas did fight to be called black. Now.
They black. They black.
You gotta remember, niggas did fight to be called black because they was calling us colored, and people like Stokely Carmichael was like, "Nah, we black," and that's when you
Colored,
got the whole phrase, the
colored,
whole term, black
colored,
power.
colored, black. Same shit. A color is black. Black is a color. Colored. What the fuck? I don't know.
I mean, it's all like you said,
All
it's
that
all
shit the
made
same.
up. So I
Yeah.
get. Let's just
All this shit.
if we call
We
ourselves,
they can
if we
tell us we African. They can say we Afro now, and we'll say like whatever the fuck they want to call us. We gonna be that. You
would
know
it
what
be
I'm
better
saying?
if we made up our own name? Would we have culture then?
Of course, that'll be the start.
But that's all we got to do, just make up a new name. So all right, cool.
That'll be the
we found
start.
the answer. We make up
That'll
our
be the
own name,
start.
and now we
And
got
then the culture will only be people that accept that name.
So
there
if
you
you
Nah,
go.
have that,
nah.
if
It's
you
not
have
all
that
the
idea,
name.
then what do
That
you
is
prefer
just
to be
the
called?
not even
Huh?
half of it.
If you
Who?
have that idea, what do you prefer to be called?
Man, I don't know. I'm
I
not
think you need
saying
to find that out.
I'm not here to bring y'all culture. I'm here to bring y'all this podcast, the greatest
No, you're
podcast on
here to bring
Facebook.
us. You're here
Fuck
to
is y'all
spread
saying?
awareness of culture and to
I'm here to bring
enlighten
y'all
your
this
people.
podcast.
Huh?
That's what I got
Cultural
from this.
awareness.
Yes, cultural
Cultural
Y'all
awareness
not
to the
awareness
y'all
people.
and
apparently y'all not aware. I'm not aware. Somebody
You're
not
not
aware.
aware.
I'm not aware.
You're not aware.
I'm not aware.
Right.
because I'm not gonna say
Which
I ain't
is
aware.
which is why we're here. We're all expressing these different forms of culture and trying to explain it to you. Yet you reject every form that we bring
Y'all
up.
have not told me a form of culture yet.
Yes, we did.
What culture did y'all tell me? I'm confused.
You
I said
rejected it.
jazz,
Rejected
hip
what?
hop. That came
So
That's
from
the
the
hip
form
hop,
that
black
we brought up.
When we
hip
spoke
hop
on
is a
soul
culture,
food,
bro.
you got into
No,
Hip
when we
hop
spoke
part
is
of
on
a
it.
soul
culture.
food,
Art.
you got into
So
the
where the
healthiness of
culture
it.
at? Where the culture at, bro?
Art makes up culture.
And like I
Lifestyle
just
makes up culture.
expressed, when we brought up a form of culture such as soul food, you derived from the whole point and got into is it healthy or not?
Cause that shit
What
what
does that have
killing
to
us, bro. We need to
what does that
throw
have
that
to
shit
do with if
away.
it's
Just
culture
because
or
it's
not?
killing us does not mean it's not a part of the culture.
Who put that in your culture?
We
Why you
did.
eat soul food? Why
White
you
people don't
eat
cook like
soul
we cook.
food?
White
Because
people
it's
don't
Dang,
cook.
fire.
that's crazy, bro.
It's fire.
Now we Kevin Hart and Jamie Foxx. We comedians. So soul food though, soul food come from slavery because that's what the white man gave us.
Yeah.
Right.
They gave us
Nobody's
the
denying
language,
that,
but
but
we
we're
made what we could.
deriving
So
They
that.
gave us
so
scraps. We made
so
gumbo.
when do we make our own?
We
I,
did. We
We
made
did.
gumbo.
We made it.
with what you
That's
was
like
People eat
saying we
slavery
given.
took
food
the
today.
scraps and
With
starved.
what you
If
was
we just took
given.
right, but if we just took the
That's
scraps they
not
gave us and starved, that's not
gumbo
a
wasn't
creation of
given.
anything.
We
Scraps
just
was given.
creative people. That's in our spirit.
And that's a part of the
And that's part
culture,
of culture.
creating ways to survive.
Innovating.
So create everybody creative.
Yeah,
And that's
everybody
a
got
part of
culture.
their culture.
Okay. All right.
The same way everybody's
And
culture
and
cooks
okay.
rice differently.
Okay,
Nobody
I get
was
what you're
just
saying.
given rice.
I get what you're saying. Let me catch up with y'all. Okay, I get what you're saying. Black out of culture because we did all these things. I fuck with it. But
Right.
I'm just saying
If we
that
use the term of rice, if we all eat rice, you get what I'm saying? Our culture comes in with how we cook it. That's your culture, how you cook your rice.
What were you about to say, James?
huh? I don't even
Sorry, what
know,
were you about
man.
to say, rebuttal? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. Let me give me some applause. Let's cheer me on for being the rebuttal. I'm in this bitch taking all types of L's. I'm getting beat up
We
on
ain't
the
trying to
mic.
bully you.
Nah, this I'm in character. But look,
Oh, okay.
look, this is cool. Imagine not asking none of the questions and we still going for like an hour and something. Imagine it. Uh, I'm glad y'all so passionate about black culture though. Like I'm really proud of y'all. Proud of y'all.
Shoot, who will
But
be?
okay, the negative things in our culture though. Why do we still embrace that? Why do y'all feel like that still need to be embraced?
What negative things are we embracing though?
I don't know. Soul
I
food.
don't
I
see
think
you're
soul food
embracing
negative as
anything
fuck.
negative.
I think to be able
I
to
think
embrace
soul
the
food
good, we have
crazy.
to embrace the negative.
Why we can't get
Oh,
rid
well,
of it?
well,
Why
not
would you want
everybody
to
still eats
embrace?
soul food. I think that, yeah, it is unhealthy. We've come to learn things, but it doesn't make it any less part of the culture.
So you're
Like,
not
it's a
practicing
choice to
your
eat it.
culture.
I
You
Huh?
think
ain't.
you take the good with the bad, bro. Like every culture got good and bad in it. I
Yeah,
mean,
everybody's got
when it
their
comes to
vice.
the Italian culture, like the food that the Italians eat ain't good for you either. They come through the
Hispanics
hospital all the time. See, yes, exactly. Hispanics, they come through the hospital with clogged arteries all the
and
time and
diabetes. Everybody got some
all the
vice
things. So
because
like,
it all stemmed from not knowing anything about what foods, how foods affect you. Like white people got gout because they ate so
Okay.
much meat back then. They had
Okay.
gout like crazy back in the
And
day.
that's okay. And that's okay. Let's go there. Let's go there. Cause that's what started me on my journey to learning who the fuck I am. Uh, I wanted to know what food are black people supposed to eat because the food we eating is not natural to us. It's not our diet, and that's what led me to a rabbit hole, trying to see what food we were supposed to eat. Cause they just gave us shit. They didn't give us what we would have prepared for ourselves.
Are you ready for that answer though? Like,
Hmm?
and I don't mean that I don't mean that in like a snarky way, but it kind of go.
Okay,
In my opinion, it
okay.
goes a little
So
deep.
y'all looking at Africa like Africa is the Africa it used to be. I'm not looking at. I understand Africa got colonized first. They ran through that bitch first.
No, that's not what I was gonna say.
But that's what I'm saying. Like they ran through that bitch first. So it's like I'm not saying Africa is in its true state. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
Okay. But
No, I mean like continue. Like I want to understand. I'm listening.
everybody been touched by the white man. Everybody not in
Oh,
their
of
true
course.
state.
But you were saying like what Africans or black people are supposed to how we supposed to eat. And that's what I was gonna talk about.
I don't know. I mean Africans to say how Africans eat is crazy because it's a continent.
Wait, I thought you said that.
I did, and I'm saying that's
Oh.
crazy because it's a continent.
Oh. Oh. I
But
think that how we eat now versus how we quote unquote supposed to eat, I think that has changed over 4 years. I think that eating like how we did probably wouldn't help how we are because over years we evolve. Like we may not notice it, but we do evolve from things. Like let's say if we, like I said, I was gonna go deep. If we ate like Homo sapiens now, we would not have enough nutrients of what we need to survive today. And I think same thing, kind of not in the
we
same,
we
not the
don't
same amount
we
of
don't
years,
have
but
enough nutrients to survive today.
no, we don't, because we have a limited source. Like if you look at all the herbs and beans and vegetables all across the world, the main vegetables we have here in America is corn, carrots, broccoli, a
Okay,
couple of different types of beans. It's limited compared to what's really out there,
we
especially compared to what we used to eat.
yeah. Nah,
So,
it's deeper than that. They done fucked up the food. Like food
mhm,
is crazy. Food probably not even real no more.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
A lot of it is like tainted and just not as pure.
Let me look up something for y'all, bro. Cause y'all okay. So code switching.
That's a good topic.
Are y'all into that?
I think it's a matter of. I don't think it's a matter of we're into it. I think it's a matter of feeling like we have to do it.
I feel like Jada said you ain't have to do that shit or something. She said
No, I did
she was
not
like, "You say
say
you
that. I
Malcolm X?
said
Why you not Malcolm X all the time? Cause goddamn, I ain't gonna have a job."
my standpoint on the idea of Malcolm X was he embraced his black culture. That doesn't mean that
He
he
Malcolm X
he
embraced
he
his
he
black
walked in a
culture.
room.
He embraced
Yes,
his
that
black
doesn't mean
culture.
he
What's your?
walked in a
Why you
room.
say that? Why you say that? I'm
That
interested in
doesn't
that.
mean that when he walked in a room, he lined his voice to be on fair skinned people people's level. That doesn't mean, because that's what I take code switching. Code switching is, you
Mm.
know,
So you feel like Malcolm X was going around saying black culture?
Hmm?
I'm not following.
You think Malcolm X was on the microphone saying black culture? Like he was saying, I'm for black culture.
I mean, he literally said his concerns are the black people.
That ain't
His,
saying black culture. That's black people.
I mean,
Did
black
Malcolm
culture.
X call himself black?
Yes.
Okay. How you know? You heard him say that?
I mean, that's where reading primary sources come in at.
So Malcolm X said he black?
I mean, I think that's is up for, like I said, I'm a learner as well. I'm 20 years old. I think that is a question
No,
that you
Malcolm
should
X
be.
was black. He
No,
literally
no, no.
advocated as a black nationalist. Yes, he identified as black.
Okay.
You can look
So
that
So
up.
what
He
does
Malcolm
that
X
have
wasn't
to
was an
do with
advocate for
what
black
does that
nationalism.
have
he
to
wasn't a
do with
Muslim.
code switching? What
Oh
does that
no,
have to
That's
it
a
do with
didn't.
code
It
switching?
religion.
didn't.
That is a
I'm
religion.
on your ass. Okay. Keep going.
What what does that have to do with code switching? Because my whole
Because I
standpoint, like
said I can't be Malcolm X everywhere, bro. That should have get me fired.
why you can't be Malcolm X everywhere? Malcolm X is a mentality.
A mentality. What? What?
If I say I am Malcolm X, that means I have the mentality and the embrace, and I embrace my blackness. That's a mentality.
And
Me
Malcolm
saying
X
I'm
was
Malcolm.
supported by the Nation of Islam. He didn't have to work for white people.
I mean, so go to Islam then.
I'm saying that's why niggas got a code switch. You can't be Malcolm X all the time. You gotta be
I Me
polite.
speaking on code switches is me. Okay, let's go into dialect. Like I said, Malcolm X didn't walk in a room and feel the need to line his voice. I
Because
don't
he
think
was
that has
supported
anything to
by
do with you keeping your
he was
job. That don't
supported
have
by
anything to do with you keeping your job, because
okay.
as of now, I go to a PWI. When I speak to my peers, I'm not
Yo,
gonna talk in.
peers is different than your boss.
When I talk to my boss, when I talk to my professor, I'm
Mhm.
not going to go in and talking in a way that I that's not my real voice.
Hmm.
I'm
I would
not gonna like
say
my voice. I'm not gonna like my voice to how Raven speaks. I'm gonna speak how I speak. And if you don't want me a part of your company, then I
Mm,
mean, am I taking the L or are you?
you.
mm,
No, she's not taking an L for being
No, I'm
rejected.
not taking no L.
She's not taking an
I'm
L.
not taking no
so
L because
nonchalant.
my W lies within I'm black at the end of the day and I ain't gonna bow down to
Right.
nobody.
She did
So are
not
you
neglect her
so
culture for
That's a
payment.
L, bro.
right. No,
That's
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 a
not
not
big
an
an
ass
L.
L.
That's an
L.
L to you.
That's an L
That's
to
an L to
you.
you
And
because
that's
you
where you're
value money
Hold
over
anti
on,
your
hold on,
self
hold on, hold on,
identity.
hold on, hold on.
No, you
Me,
value
no,
money over your
listen,
self identity.
me, no, I'm me. I this what I how I talk right now. This how I talk. Like this, just I'm gonna be me. But I'm saying, if you go in and they fire you, you took an L, bro. I don't give a fuck
no, I
how
didn't
you
take the L.
feel.
No, I
Okay,
don't
I didn't
all
consider
take
right,
the
that
all
an
L
right.
because I'm
L.
Bet.
me. At the end of the day, you have to understand that people values differ. Like I said, I'm one that
You could value catching 10 catches, but if your team
I'm
lost, bro.
asleep better. I'm
The
asleep better.
fire of youth.
I'm asleep better knowing that I done lost my job rather than kissing the feet of
and
white men, which is
that's
what
what
I'm getting that you prefer that we do.
I don't prefer that. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all gotta start doing it to the rebuttal. The rebuttal, y'all be going too far. Y'all go
Yeah.
What are
way
you
too
saying
far.
then? What are you
You
saying?
took a L. What the
How
fuck?
did I take
No,
an
Cause
L?
you
Where does
lost
it know?
something. You lost something.
that is my value. I did
That's a
not lose
I didn't
L.
lose
nothing. I kept my
anything.
dignity. I did not lose nothing if
I
I
did
Okay.
not
kept my
lose
dignity.
You
anything.
won with dignity, but you took a L. You lost.
Y'all are in college?
Yes.
Yes.
I got you. Yeah, that's it's youth. That's
Yeah,
just
they.
youth.
I'm like, what the
Yeah.
The
fuck is you
fire of
talking
youth.
about? You. That's a
Hmm.
L, bro. You lose your job. That's a L.
Cause
I'm
I'm
not.
I'm I'm gonna be real with you. I've been talking this talk since I was 16, 17 years old, getting on social media saying all, I mean, the wildest pro-black shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, the rebuttal, no, I'm like Khalid Muhammad. I'm gonna get real crazy with it.
So okay,
So
I'm gonna let you go, but I'm like, damn, why y'all not understanding what I'm saying? And I'm in the mood of a Khalid Muhammad, but y'all
like
looking
I'm
at it like on some
like
other shit.
when you talk like that, you in HR.
Mm,
I've been in HR having had these conversations with the white folk, like, hey, you
But
need
yeah,
to be quiet, bro. Like, if you want to continue to move up within this company, you need to be quiet. Cause if
yeah.
not, we gonna get you up out of here. And I got 3 kids and I
yeah.
got a
Yep.
wife.
Nah,
And
but
that
that
puts
ain't the
people in
L. Huh?
precarious situations.
That ain't the L
Like
though.
that
You
puts you
still black, bro. You gonna go home and tell your kids
it
we
puts you in a
still
bad
black.
spot.
We still
Yeah,
black in this bitch.
me telling them that
Yeah.
black I can't feed them with that. You know what I'm saying? I can't feed my family with that. So
And I
you
think
definitely
that
got a
goes.
thin line.
We
That's
Like
why I
still
chose
black,
the
bro.
I
job that
don't
I
code
chose.
switch. I don't code switch at all, but you definitely got to be careful how far you push it
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
bro.
because
I can't be Malcolm X 24/7.
Because
Shit, it's
automatically
a
they'll feel
dub.
like
It's a
they
L.
can't relate to you or something like that. But code switching is playing the game.
I
Like
think that
I can code switch and do what I need to do to get what I want.
Mm,
And then by the time I get everything I want, guess what? I don't have to code switch no more.
mm.
I got what
like
I want. I played the game.
What you want to
Cam
say?
jumping in.
What you want to say, Jada? Because I feel like you ain't going. I feel like you had on your Black History shirt. All
Shut
February. What's up?
well, that's why I chose the profession that I chose.
What's
What's your
that?
profession?
I mean, I'm on a journey to gain my PhD to
Hmm.
become a professor. I'm studying U.S. history with the emphasis on African American history.
There you go. So
do your thing, girl.
you can say whatever the fuck you want to say because
I
it's a part of the material.
It's a
I
part
got
of my
my
curriculum, and if you don't like my
Until
class, then I ain't the problem.
you
I
say
got my
something wrong to
PhD
like
too.
the president or some shit though, and it's a L.
I got my PhD and they gave me hell when I was writing my dissertation because I was writing it for the niggas.
Mm.
They gave me hell. They did everything they could to make sure that bitch ain't go through.
What you got your PhD in, bro?
Healthcare administration and education.
Man, let's clap it up for these educated people. I got a degree too, but I ain't even trying to. I don't be want niggas might attack me now because they think I'm trying to be, you know what I'm saying, Uncle Tom or
Aw.
something. So I ain't gonna put my shit out there. But look, hey, that's
What's your
beautiful.
degree?
I don't
Let
wanna.
let me ask you something,
When I
Roy.
hit the button, I'll tell you.
What's up?
So when you was working on your PhD,
Hmm.
did did you feel like you had to code switch the whole way there, or just majority of the beginning and then relax towards the mid and the rest of the way?
I've never code switched through anything. I've always just retained my identity and did it the way I wanted to do it. It definitely makes it a lot harder though. It makes it
Yeah,
puts extra barriers in the way that
yeah,
you might necessarily not have to face if you do kind of assimilate and play the game a little better. But I mean, you're gonna face those barriers either way because you're black.
Yeah,
But they're
yeah,
gonna give you some extra ones too.
yeah,
yeah.
Like, cause my paper was about basically what I wanted to talk about was the lack of leadership in healthcare,
Mhm.
African American leadership in healthcare. Like, I think it's less than 2 or 3% black leaders. So I wanted to talk about that. They pushed back on that, so then I had to kind of flip it and talk about the perceptions of people, but black people who are already leaders.
This
And
is at LSU.
this was at William Carey.
why
Dang.
he put my boy at LSU because he from New Orleans? That's crazy.
Well, I didn't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I went to William Carey
Oh, you was in which you was up here where I'm at in
in
Hattiesburg.
Hattiesburg. Yeah,
Damn, I ain't even know that, bro. With all of that shit, I ain't even know.
going through it.
William Carey
But that's like the
HBCU, ain't it?
whitest. That's like a
Exactly,
WCU white
exactly.
college, historically white college university.
I
But
only went over there because my mama was over there teaching at the time when I went to get
okay,
my bachelor's. So
Okay.
she got her doctorate in nursing. So she was there, and she told me about the program when they created it. So I
Yeah.
was the first one in the group to get the bachelor's for the first one, the master's for the first one, and then I was supposed to get the doctor with the first one. But like I said, they kept trying to push me back and
Mm.
hold me back, so I didn't get to graduate with the first class with a PhD. It was maybe like 6 or 7 black people in the group, and
Uh,
I'm the only one.
there you go. There you go, man. Shout out to William Carey.
Mhm.
Shout out to Will. Uh, okay. Damn.
I got one more question.
Let's go. Answer.
So, how do y'all feel about people who do code switch?
Man, it is
Man,
what
do
it
your
is.
thing, bro. I mean, I don't trust you, but do your thing.
You just trying to
Why wouldn't
survive.
you trust them?
Shit, that made me feel like you'll get in that room and say something you ain't gotta say about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, that don't got it. To me, I don't know, bro. I come from Mars' point. If you act a certain way, I feel like you a snitch or something. Like, but anybody can snitch. But if you just cold, like that shit, just it's like fake to me. It's just fake. But like, especially when it just be too much of a switch. When it be just too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, bro, you sound. I couldn't. If I called you on the phone, I wouldn't even know.
Like
Oh,
it's a way to be professional, but still be able
yeah.
to
Now I got a
retain your
professional
blackness.
code switch. I got a professional code switch because I can't
Like,
talk to.
like I
Yeah,
feel like
You know
because
what
I
I'm
feel
they're
like when
saying?
Ti talks, like somebody like Ti,
Yeah,
he'll talk
but he
professionally,
still
but you
sound
can
black.
still tell that he black.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
some
but
people
there is a form of
completely
code switch in there
change.
though. I think, but I
Um,
Probably.
think that some spaces it forces people to code switch because there are some people out there be like, what I don't understand you.
Yeah, like I can't say, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not really even code switching. I just know you ain't gonna know what I'm saying if I say it a certain way. But my
I,
tone, my rhythm, all that shit gonna stay the same. You get
yeah,
what I'm saying?
but I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like a lot of us here don't talk the same way we talk to to other people out in public, the way we do in our families. If you know what I mean. Like if we're around our cousins and uncles and all that, we have a good time. I think that we talk one way with them and then we talk another way in public.
Okay,
And
yeah,
that's still a form of
that's
code
a
switching.
form of code
mhm.
switching. There you go. I
Hmm.
I want to get back to Raven and Jada.
I know they
Okay.
got quiet.
Yeah, cause Jada, hey Jada, shout out to
I'm
you.
listening.
I'm so proud of you. I hope you keep that fire. You know what I'm saying? I hope you keep that
Hmm.
fire. Don't judge
Oh,
me off this podcast right now. I'm
No, I'm
for.
not judging you.
Don't
Like
judge me. Don't judge me. You getting mad? I'm not mad. You know why? Because I am the rebuttal. I'm not
I'm not
James. I'm the rebuttal.
I'm
You get
not
what I'm
getting
saying?
mad.
Okay.
That's my form of fire. Like if you don't know me, then you wouldn't understand that when I know what I know, then yes, I do a little fast talking. Yes, I'm a carry myself because that's just me. But I'm not mad. I understand that you are the rebuttal. So with me looking at you are the rebuttal, I'm talking to the people who may feel the way you feel. So when I say you're anti-black,
Mm,
or if I say that you kiss
damn.
the feet of a white man, then I'm
Damn.
talking. No, I'm not saying because those are
I'm
coming
saying
by.
I never said nothing that would make you feel like I would kiss the feet of a white. That is insane. If you got
Yeah.
that out of what I
Yeah,
was saying, that's wild.
no, that's not what
That's
I.
wild. That's wild.
That is not what I got
That is
out of
wild.
what you were
would
saying.
you
But
do
what I'm
that?
saying, I
Mm-mm.
understand that you are the rebuttal. So I'm preaching to the individuals who may kind of see opposite of what
Jada.
I'm explaining.
Jada. Are you too black?
Am I
Are
too black?
are you doing too much? Is
There's
it
no such
Like,
thing as
is
too
it
much
is it
or
too
too
much
black.
dip on the chip? Like what's going on?
I
Shut
don't
up.
think. You know what? I would. You know what? I can.
Dip on the chip.
Ain't nothing wrong with being too black. I don't take that as an insult.
Let's go. Raven. Raven.
Hmm.
What you got going on, man? Is you where you at with it? Is you know? Yeah.
I mean, On what she's saying, I do agree that we're not talking directly towards you when we call you anti-black or all these other things and say that you are the one that's lost. We're talking to the group of people who agree with what you're saying, to the group of people who are not educated enough to make these opinions on their own, kind of just going off what you're saying.
Mm. So you
Not understanding.
you had your Black History shirt on too.
Always.
Mm. And you, if you get fired, that's not a L.
To me, that's not an L because I don't value that money over my self identity. If I lose my job because I'm going in talking the way that I speak, then I can find somewhere that is meant for me. Mind you, I never have had to code switch in my entire life. I naturally talk. This is how I was
Yeah,
raised
so
in my
you got a
household.
cheat code. You got a cheat code.
I wouldn't necessarily call it a
You
cheat
don't
code, but
feel my
everybody.
plight. You don't
No,
feel my
because
plight.
my father is in a position of power. My father is warehouse administration for PepsiCo in any state. He travels. He goes and he trains any warehouse employee and their overseers. That's my dad. He does
Yeah.
not code switch. I've seen my dad send a text message to his employees. I've watched him on an email and a Zoom call. You would think this man is talking to his brothers. Never had to code switch, but still he's in that position. I never would say I have a cheat code because I know I can excel doing either or.
Mm.
It just
So
depends on the level of quality you bring to an office. If they fire you because of the way you talk, you obviously didn't do much for them anyway.
well, you know DEI gone, so they ain't fucking with us
And
no
that
more.
wasn't meant for black people anyway. That was meant for never mind. I never helped black people
Damn.
And if they could take it away that easily, then what weight did it actually hold?
because
I
it
don't
wasn't meant
know.
for us.
Who was it
It
meant
was
for?
DI was created for the older people who can't type as fast and did that office job because their
They
social
went
security check got cut off. That's what DI was created for.
affirmative
It's meant,
action is different from DEI.
but diversity, equity, and inclusion also applies to elders. It nowhere in DI does it says only for
So
black
it
people.
so it didn't help black people.
It didn't help black people as much as you think it did. The loss of DEI is not going to affect black jobs the way you think it is. No.
Who said that's Raven saying that?
Yes.
Raven, you sound like a coon. Raven, what are you saying?
How do I sound like a coon?
No, I was just fucking with you. But look, so okay. Why you don't think DEI help black people?
Because I know for a fact that a job can turn me down based off my skin color. And like it
But
never.
they can't turn all of us down. That's the difference. They
But
can't turn all of us down.
Black people have to work harder. They have to prove themselves more. For any black person to be in a position, they have definitely earned that spot. They had to show that they deserved that, not just because they walked in and they was black and they needed diversity
It
in the office that day.
obviously you gotta qualify to even apply. So I'm saying it still helps you get hired though. Cause
I I,
they
I
can't
think I'm
turn
gonna have
down
to disagree
everybody.
with
They
you.
can't turn down everybody. They can't. It's
To
against the
some
law.
extent,
It's
to
against
some
the
extent, it
law.
helped.
It's against the law, Raven. It's
Mm,
against the law. They gotta let somebody slide. They got to.
yeah, but there has to be evidence of the discrimination. So that's hard to get.
You could sue.
People still
You
discriminate
could
anyway.
sue. You could sue based off of DI.
Yeah, but you have to have evidence. They're like, "What's your evidence?" Well, they didn't hire
No,
me.
no
Well,
black people in that motherfucker. That's my evidence.
well,
It's
well,
not diverse in this bitch.
no, but
Just
still,
because there's no
DI.
black people doesn't mean there's no diversity.
Damn. Okay.
Do you think that black people are only diverse group of people?
Do I think black people are the only diverse group of people?
Yes.
Why would you ask me that? Why do you think that I like? Why would you ask me that? Why you feel like you
Because
could?
you said that you was sued based off the assumption that there was no black people in the building.
Okay, they got
There's not that you said, and I quote, "There's no diversity in this bitch."
it. Ain't because I'm thinking in my mind it's just black and white people, but it is like Asians and
Right,
Hispanic people.
right. Other minorities.
Boom, there you go. Somebody got through though. Somebody that wasn't white had to get through. That's what I'm saying. They
Well,
gotta come through. They gotta let them come through.
technically, white women count as minorities, so they can get through.
Right.
but they get
It
through the
was
most.
also meant for them as well.
So you don't think it helped us at all? Like we just
I'm not gonna say at all. Now, it would be ignorant for me to say DEI did not help us at all in any job field, but I don't think that it helped us to the point where losing DEI would affect our jobs.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Why?
Because I know that black people have to prove themselves more than any other race of people to get that position. So therefore, once they're there, they're qualified and they're useful. Once you're in
What
that position of power, they need you. They're not gonna let you go just
what
because they can now.
what position you talking about?
Any position where you got hired and you met the qualifications.
I had to prove my position to be a cashier. I had to
Yeah,
prove.
I mean, if you do your job effectively and they calling you in, asking you, can you work this double, and you come in and you think they're gonna fire you, you proved your quality for that position. It don't matter what it
So you
is,
think
just because it's
I had to work twice as hard to prove I was a better cashier?
yeah, you probably did. Then that white girl that applied that can only work after schools. Like, yeah, there's
Nah,
definitely a system there.
I ain't have to do that. I ain't have to do that. I was lazy as fuck. But let's keep going though. I like what it's going. I mean, I get what you're saying though. I don't know. I can't say that it don't affect us. I don't know. Cause it shit. I don't know. I think it do. To be honest, I think it is gonna affect us.
It's going to affect a certain percentage of us. It's not gonna hit us
That's
as hard
us. That's
as you. I
us.
know.
One
I'm
look.
saying
One loss is what they say. One life is worth. You know what I'm saying? Like it. A loss is a loss. But I ain't saying we finna just fall off. But shit, it hurt. I think it's
It
still
is
gonna hurt
rough.
us. I think it's still gonna hurt us. Dependent, cause like okay, where y'all at is crazy. To be doing
Where is though?
African American studies where y'all at is crazy. So it's like, well, that's Jada doing it, but that's crazy. Okay, not
I'm an
saying like you.
African American studies minor too.
Okay, that's crazy. Not crazy like y'all crazy for doing it. I'm just saying like the history of where y'all at is crazy. Now they don't have to have black scholarships and black this and black that. You don't think that's gonna affect us?
I do think the financial aid will affect black students, but it's not just black scholarships and all of this and that. They're also just targeting financial aid in general. That affects all groups of people. We're not singled out here.
We not concerned. We not concerned about everybody. We concerned about the black folks.
Okay, I do think that the loss of black scholarships and the organizations on campus that keep us inclusive, that would be a major loss to the people. But why does it take an organization to make us come together on a campus?
You
If
know
here at
why?
Ole Miss we lost the Black Student Union, I don't think that would mean all black people on campus would no longer speak to each other.
I ain't say that. What you talking about?
I'm saying like if the loss of these organizations would affect us as a whole, then what purpose did they really have?
Oh no.
If we needed a title to be unified, then what was the point?
You don't think we need a title to be unified? You need to
I I
identify
don't
those.
think on organizations on campus, the Black Student Union is not what keeps the black students at Ole Miss unified together. No, I don't believe
Mm,
that.
okay. Okay. I ain't disagreeing. I just wanted you to make your point. That's cool. I feel it. How we get on DI code switching? Do you code switch?
No, I never had a code switch.
Okay. Jada, you on code switch?
No, not now, but I'm not going to act like, off instinct. When I was younger and I
Younger is
formed
crazy. Younger is crazy.
yes,
How old
because
are
like,
you?
okay,
You
I'm
talking about younger?
20.
Younger is
I am
crazy.
20, but okay, if when I played softball, city league, I'm not to brag, I'm the best on the team. But I'm on a team full of white girls, so off instinct,
Mm.
I would line my voice, try to talk a little proper. You get what
Why
I'm
you do
saying?
that? Why you do that?
Because I was a child, and I think when everybody steps outside of their home, they experience some type of intimidation based on the history.
You weren't connected to your culture then?
I was indeed connected to my culture, but You have to understand the power of being oppressed as well. You get what I'm saying?
You was oppressed.
If
You
I
was
think we're
oppressed by the
all
white people. By the white people on your team.
no, I wasn't oppressed by the white people, but my people have a history of being oppressed.
And
I
that's
have
what
a
made you
history,
lighten your voice.
and it's a history of people looking to white people as being the smarter, or so before I was able to become secure within myself, yes, I am not going to act like I didn't code switch. But as of now, when I walk into that room full of my white peers at the age of 20 at a PWI Ole Miss,
Hmm.
no, I'm gonna
What
keep it the same.
What made you turn up?
Turned up just then.
No, no. What made you turn up and say I'm not finna keep? You know.
Because I don't that's why I kind of like with my whole stance on black history. I'm not I acknowledge Martin Luther King. I acknowledge the Southern Christian Association and all of those organizations, but I do acknowledge the oppression that it had within those organizations as well. You get what I'm saying? They felt the need to comply. They felt the need to we gonna wear our Sunday best dress to be heard. I don't believe that's the way now. I feel I'm me, and in a way, like I had to come from that mindset too, because I used to feel like we messed up when we wanted to be in the same room as these individuals instead of creating our own rooms.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have been fighting to sit in with these people when we should have been, creating our own things, which indeed that was happening. You get what I'm saying? Even though they made it harder and even dismantled organizations that were pro-black or black-owned businesses. But I used to feel like, why we even wanted to be in the same room if those are characteristics that they have, and if this is their idea, then we shouldn't even want to be in the same room, because now, like you said, with our culture, we're consumerists and capitalists now. That's what
Mm,
we go by. So there was a F up in a way on the
yeah.
black mindset.
Yeah. Yeah. I like how you said it. We got Rez has to go. We didn't. I guess I ain't. We have been going for a minute, and we have Mariah. I think she needs to go too. Is that right, Mariah?
Yeah. But I enjoy talking to y'all and hear everybody's perspective and point of view. It's pretty cool. I enjoyed myself.
Man, thank you for
So thanks for
coming
having me
in.
and yeah.
Can't wait to
Thanks
drop
for
the
having me.
episode. I can't wait to drop it.
Uh-huh.
I can't wait to drop this.
I know. Can't wait to see how it performs. But y'all take it easy, okay?
Thanks for
Bye.
talking to us. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, so we'll go on a little bit more. Do y'all what? How much longer do y'all want to spend?
I have class in the morning, so
Mm,
I wouldn't mind just a little past 11.
Yeah, like maybe 20 more minutes.
okay, that was way more than I thought y'all would say.
Okay.
Uh, I ain't been paying attention to time. This is really the first time that I went so off script, but it was so easy because y'all was giving me so much energy. So I appreciate that. I really do. I ain't even have to ask. I only asked 2 questions out of all the questions. It's like 17. Um, but I think we covered some of it, like just by hitting off. But okay, as a 20, so one of y'all is 20 and one of y'all is 19, right?
Mhm.
Okay. As a black student at the University of Ole Miss, well, no, let's. What made you embrace your blackness, Raven?
I was kind of brought up being pro-black, if you want to call it that. It was
Okay.
never a moment where my family or my peers made me feel ashamed of being black. Of course, in school, I was outcasted because of the way I talked or my interests, but I grew up in a predominantly black school where,
Mm,
we enjoy being black. There was no race jokes like most people talk about, how everybody
yeah.
has those Kunta Kinte jokes when they grow up. That is not something we experienced. Everything about hey, it was definitely we're all black, we're all equals, we are probably cousins. That's just how it was. I was
Okay.
always pro black.
So pretty much your upbringing,
Yeah.
but it was just you just. And I mean, I still can tell you black by the way you talk. You just got a soft voice, but I wouldn't say you sound, you know, not black. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I get that more now in college because I am more confident in my voice. Like when I was in high school, it was a lot more softer, and I did not
Oh,
speak as much as I do now. So it did come off as, what she really got going on. But now I'm confident in what I have to say and how I say it.
okay.
Hmm.
And Jada, you kind of said what made you embrace your blackness, right?
Yeah, but I think coming coming to Ole Miss, it kind of pushed me a little further too,
Mm,
because like I said, being in a room with 9 times out of 10, I'm probably like the only black person.
mm,
When I hear them talk, I learn ain't nothing extraordinary about these people.
dang.
Right.
Okay. Did you think it was? Like, did you think it was?
I mean, not that I don't want to put them on a pedestal like, oh, I was just so intimidated throughout life, to where like I was just like, oh, these people the greatest, oh, or they're the smartest. No, I've always had that that mentality, but there comes a form of intimidation. You get what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
Mm,
I think naturally, uh yes, I would get intimidated by how proper someone talks because I come from Mississippi. Half of my family, the elders didn't go past, didn't graduate, so they aren't going to be as literate. You get what I'm saying? So my
mm-hmm.
dialect was different. I
Yeah.
read words how I see them, even if they're not how they're pronounced.
Mm,
I I pronounce words how my grandparents pronounce them when it's indeed not the correct way to pronounce that word. So I didn't take that as if I was dumb. I took that as a motivation. You get what I'm saying? Like in a way.
mm,
So it caused me to embrace where I come from. Like I don't it's nothing wrong with the education of my family and where I come from. But yes, I was a little intimidated until I heard them speak.
okay.
I was a little intimidated about these people. These people, they unified. We don't got each other backs until I walk into a group of them speaking and you see them talk down on each other as well. So I
Mhm.
was kind of I was illusioned by something that wasn't even real. I was illusioned by something that the white man wanted to paint in my mind,
Mm,
but it wasn't real. So being in that, because I'm from a predominantly black town, if you go into my high school setting, there's nothing but probably for a handful of white people, and best believe they all sit together. Best believe they all know each other.
mm.
I never been in a setting where I could actually interact with them to see how they really were.
Yeah. Okay. Got to see behind the
So
curtains a little bit.
yeah, it was real
Mhm.
eye opening for me, and it made me realize that I ain't got nothing to be ashamed of. If anything, not
Mm,
being judgmental, but they should be the one ashamed.
mm.
Because when we talk
Mhm.
about culture, they get offended by the question, what is your culture? You don't want to explain that because you know what your culture is.
Ye- What is their culture? You threw me off though.
What is your culture?
No, what is their culture? You said their culture? Or what you saying?
Right.
What is their
Right.
culture?
That's what I'm saying. Like when we ask them, what is your culture? There's no explanation. Like I could give you a list of things that in my way of life I imply that kind of determines my culture. I can give you a historical overview and connections that determines my culture that's outside of slavery. Can you? Speaking to white people, can you speak of
Mm,
things that have been developed outside of slavery? Can you speak of things that have been developed outside of racism? Can you speak of things that have been developed outside of depriving people from their rights and putting them down to put yourself on a pedestal? But in reality, there's no greatness outside of being a thief.
mm, okay, there you go.
But in code switching, that's something I ain't gonna really just say that because now back then I would have been, oh, you're a communist. Now I'm being anti-American. I'm not American enough.
If you don't cause, what made you say that?
That's what I just elaborated with you of being of the European or descendants or white people's culture, what I just explained then and how I explained it, that would be like the only form of code switching. I
Oh,
wouldn't I wouldn't just come out and just say, "Oh, your history is being a true rapist, being the true
oh, okay,
thieves, being the true, I
Hmm.
wouldn't
yeah.
colonizers.
You want to
I
say
wouldn't
that?
just right,
Yeah.
I wouldn't just say that, but in reality, I know that is the reality. I can't see nothing else outside of that. Food. I mean, okay. Um I mean, I haven't just seen a distinctive way of cooking that kind of determined that as a
Mm,
part of culture because as I acknowledged, sugar and season was a part of whose culture.
mm. Uh,
So
you feel like sugar part seasoning, like learn it. I don't know. I mean, I get what you're saying though. Like how we cook, put a lot of season
right.
on food. Probably be too much season. Probably why we be in the dark. But
Yeah.
I get
But
that.
I'm just asking, what makes you distinctive to where you can elaborate on your culture when I know I can, but what about you as a white person? What can you
Mm,
tell me about your history outside of slavery?
mm,
Because they don't have a connection to Germans, Italians, Portuguese. They don't have a connection to those people. Just like we don't have the direct connection to Africa. But I can still
mm,
say that I was influenced by Africans. We cook candy yams, greens, cornbread. My grandma eat her greens and cornbreads with her fingers. Is that white culture? No.
mm.
Stews, gumbo.
Nah, I'm messing with the gumbo. I love gumbo, the roux. But
Right. So
okay. I mean, it it the black experience is so unique. It's so complex. It's so just like what we ever just agree on. Like to me, the black like even like once you get like you're I would look at you like more into like the civil rights or just the American black history, like black American history. Like I would look at it like and there's nothing wrong with that. But like it's other black people that try to identify with Islam or being the true Jews or different things like that.
yeah, and I can't. And for me, that's why I just solely stick because I was born into a Christian household.
Mm,
My family goes to church, and but I couldn't pay attention in church and compared to how I pay attention in the history class because I can see you making these connections to the Bible, but you don't even know who wrote the Bible.
mm,
You don't even know, You get what I'm saying? You don't know the history of it. Only thing you can talk about is the story that the Bible tells. And I believe that I developed the concept of religion is definitely a social construct. You can't if you as a Christian believes that God is in control of judgment, then why are you judging me?
Mm. So you not a
So
Christian?
I didn't come to that conclusion until I came to college.
So
Because
what you? Okay, keep going. Keep going. My bad.
I mean, I pray to God. I don't I don't pray, and I'm gonna just be honest. I don't pray to Jesus because I can't get that white man out of my head,
Dang. Okay. That's
honestly.
deep.
And
That's deep.
I feel like, as you said, I feel like Christianity wasn't our true religion, so therefore I can't relate to that. I can't relate to this thing that's gonna put themselves up on a pedestal and ding everybody else to hell if they step outside the category.
Yes.
If God's supposed to love all. So I can't relate to that. What I can relate to is I believe that God is within. Are you telling me that Egyptians were inferior for worshiping the sun? If the sun
Okay.
woke them up every morning, gave them everything they need,
Okay.
what makes them inferior
And
compared to?
that's where, okay. Now I am the rebuttal, but it was some truth to what I was saying earlier when we was like going at it, and y'all called me not black, but that's some of the truth I was trying to hit you with. Like they took that from us. You get what I'm saying? Like the history, culture, the being in the same place and developing your own religion, developing things that connect you to the land that you own, that serve you and empower you. You know, I feel
Right.
like they took that from us and we had to reset. And I feel like that's what makes us unique from everybody else on the planet.
Right. And even then, that's why I say, like, I don't think it was necessarily like, I think we had a way of preserving our natural spirituality. You get what I'm saying? Because if
Yeah,
my mother,
they can't kill it. They can't
right, if
kill
my
it.
mother identified as a Christian, then what's the purpose of walking around with my locks in your wallet? You get what I'm saying? That's my safeness lies within the hand of God. You get what I'm saying? Nothing you
Mm,
do can protect me. That's what I'm gaining from Christianity, that everything is in the power of God, which I believe that in a sense that an individual holds a certain power within themselves. I believe that religion is just a way to keep everybody going. You get what I'm saying? Because as we spoke
Mhm.
on the Pangea effect, I like to look at it like, if you ever been in class and they did the little test where
yeah, it
they'll
all
say,
fit together.
right, they
Yeah.
are speaking to one person ear, and then by the time you get to the last person in the classroom, it's a whole different story.
Right.
Mm.
So I believe, like I say, experiences and where you are kind of influence influence your culture and your beliefs.
And
I believe that in a way that we all kind of, in a way, if you hear the stories, we're all kind of experience and believe in the same thing, but the story is being told based on where we are in life.
mm, okay, I like that. I want to keep you around, like both of y'all. I want to see how y'all develop. It's a thing called the cross model. Is it the cross model or the black model? But it's a model I learned in school where like black people that come into like history and knowledge of themselves, they go through different changes. It's like the stages of grief or something. Like you go from loving yourself, hating white people. You go from then hating your own people because they won't get in line.
Definitely.
And
Mhm.
Definitely.
then you get to a stage of where you just willing to work with everybody that's got a common purpose. But it ain't in order. It could go in any way. It can go any way. Like it ain't in order, but it's just like some of the stages I remember. But I always thought
Yeah.
that was interesting because I done went through all them stages. And I don't even know some certain days I might be on a different stage. But you know,
Yeah.
it just come with the territory. Do you feel like, because I know you say black people have a culture, we have this, but do you feel like black people are where they need to be, like mentally?
No.
No. Not at all. Um, I want to speak on this because my major is psychology with a double minor in African American studies and gender studies.
Okay.
And I like my emphasis to be on the generational trauma of Black women
Mm.
and how that affects our health in old age. That is what I want to do my thesis and my dissertation on. And I do know that through African American studies, that our generational trauma carries itself deeply. As much as we try to ignore and neglect it, it does affect our mental health today. And a lot of Black people have come to the point where they no longer want to. And I hate to put this on you, but they're kind of like you. They no longer want to reside with the culture, no longer want to reside with the people because there is this mental torture going on of, are we really so good? Are we behind? Are we are we where we meant to be? And the answer is no. But I guess the question I kind of want to ask you and Jada is where are we meant to be? Like what do you think would be our higher ground, our higher purpose in society, not just in America but in the world? Where do we need to be as a people?
I think to get to that point, we have to realize the common enemy. It ain't your neighbor. It's the white
Mm.
man. If we speaking on
Right.
Malcolm X,
Mm. Damn. You know when you say stuff like, for me. Oh, did you want to keep going? My bad. Keep going if you need to
nah,
respond.
that was my statement.
Damn. I mean, for me, it's like I know niggas ain't gonna do what they supposed to do when it comes to that.
Mhm.
Um, to me, only God can save us. Uh, and to me, the definition of God is when He finally get us all on one accord. But
Okay.
that take God, take a miracle, phenomenon.
Mhm.
You know, America hate us and love us at the same time, but they trying to kill us. I ain't gonna lie to
Yeah.
you.
I think they love us so much to where they don't have no choice but to hate us. You get what I'm
Yeah.
Right.
saying? Like you get like it's just like if we speaking on friend groups, if you see this one girl who she got it all, but everybody around her don't, how much do you really got? If you the smartest one in your group,
Mhm.
how smart are you? If you solely putting yourself on this pedestal by belittling the ones that are around you, how great are you? So,
Right.
and even speaking on the milestones, I didn't went from my people irritating me and upsetting me by how they
Mhm.
act to where really now when I hear somebody talk, I just feel sorry for them because I know that they are a victim.
Mm. Yeah,
Mhm.
I got a thing to where everybody not my brother. You know, and some people agree with that. Some people get mad about that. But
I
everybody,
definitely agree with that statement. And for me, that kind of goes back to slavery days. Like we were separate even as slaves. There was a hierarchy even as slaves.
mm-hmm,
As if we're not all property, there was definitely a hierarchy on the plantation, and that kind of carried with us as we were freed people. And I mean, even now, it's not so much as skin color anymore. You can even take it to politics. Now, our Black people are divided based off Democratic and Republican, based on who you voted for and why you did that, based off religion. I'm a Christian, you're a Muslim, you're no longer my
So,
brother.
mm-hmm,
so to now to reference to me and Raven's personal conversation that we had recently, if we are divided upon Democrats, Republicans, haves and haves not, then where's the true unity? Because as I know that you spoke of that there's definitely a true unity, but that's contradicting with acknowledging that the true divisions within our people.
And to speak on the conversation that we had, my answer to that was there is unity within these different groups of separation. Like you take a group of Black Trump supporters, they are not turning on each other. I mean, they are hard down supporting each other to
mm,
the end. Their opinion is right. You know, they have them piggybacking on one another. They're standing strong in their unit. You have Black Southern people. You never like anybody Black from up north. You're not gonna be able to touch Southern people. We're on one accord. You get what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
Like there's unity in these separate groups of Black people. Like we have a sense of family, a sense of connection when we see somebody like us, see somebody that thinks like us and talks like us and acts like us. That's where the unity is.
mm, yeah.
That doesn't come off as genuine. I
And I
What you
think
feel like
that
it
mean?
does.
that
Like,
comes off as in only coming together to under pressure. Like that just gives me the vibes of, oh, I can hit my
Well,
brother, but you better not hit my brother.
that's family.
That I feel like true family operates outside of being
There
watched and oppressed.
there is no such thing as all black unity. That has never existed.
And that's where I feel like that's why we're not
I'm
where
saying
we're
that's
supposed to
it's
be.
not even all white unity. Like that just don't
Right.
exist.
Mhm.
That's
But
just not
that
a thing.
that doesn't compare to the oppression and the the disadvantages that we have experienced that really should have, which I feel should have gave us a collective conscience.
Well, everybody didn't get the same disadvantages in their mind.
But in a way, like you said, at the end of the day, you're still black.
Yeah, and they
It's no being able to
yeah,
choose, regardless of your financial status, regardless of your color. You're still black at the end of the day. At the hands,
yeah.
at the barrel of the gun of a white man, you're still black. So that's where that collective conscience come in. And I don't think that we need to be We need to be family in public, but not family behind closed doors. Because what goes on behind closed doors imply with how you interact outside, regardless of if you want to acknowledge it or not. Because, like you said,
Mhm.
if I see somebody code switching too hard, I'm gonna question you.
Hmm.
Right.
So you just saying we should all be together?
Yes, I definitely think that we should. Like, it don't matter if white people aren't all unified. Do they experience the same type of oppression and violence that we do? No. I
No.
think our trauma bond is what makes us stronger, which should be implicated in our
We all
daily
don't bond
lives.
to the same trauma. Some black people feel like slavery in the past, and that's just what it is.
Right.
Like
Right,
you
but
know
we
what I'm
And
saying?
all
some black people felt like slavery was good for us. As soon as they were freed, they were mad about that. They
right.
stayed on the plantation and they created a whole generation of people that held that same belief.
So that's why I come to the conclusion that there's no true unity.
It's when you say true unity, I don't think that you damn. So you just saying every black person ain't even black though. They,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like it
So
ain't no.
that's where we
But
at. That's where we
okay,
at. We're at a
and
true
that's
division.
and that's why I say, as the rebuttal, we don't have a culture because we would be together if we all had a culture.
And
We
now
it would unite us.
I could honestly see that because that's my stance, regardless of how impossible it seems, regardless of what other nation act the way they act within its own people, with minds and African Americans post slavery descendants, I feel like, that should have brought y'all together.
But
Which I
Mhm.
you can't blame us for that. You gotta blame the government. Like you heard of COINTELPRO, the
I can
prevention of the Black
yeah.
Messiah.
Mhm.
So
I'm not blaming the people. Like I said, there's a sense of sympathy. Like
Like
I
we're
feel
all
you don't even know.
victims. Right.
But what I can say is, as an individual, every black person is my brother and sister until they show that they're not. That's not vice versa with everybody else. You get what I'm saying? If we already
mm,
have a division in our mindset of who we associate ourselves, who we don't, who move when we for it and who move when we're not, then that's going to hinder you from that true unity, which I would feel like,
Mhm.
not saying that like this is impossible. If every individual was had the mindset I had, then America would be black again.
nah,
Like,
they'll knock you off. Yeah,
Right.
something will happen to you. You'll end up
right.
missing. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, you get what I'm saying? Like I said, every every black person is my brother and my sister until they show me otherwise.
Yeah, mine the other way around. That you you gotta show me that you my brother to be my brother. You know, ain't no automatics over there.
Mhm.
You
Me
know what I'm
saying brother
saying?
and sister is just my mutual respect, my mutual aid
Oh
for you.
yeah,
You get what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying?
I
Right.
fuck with you, but I don't know you.
Like, if I don't know you, if I see a black person, I'm instantly gonna speak. If I see a black person in need,
Mhm.
my heart gonna
Mm,
I'm gonna be off the instinct motivated to give you before I give anybody else.
Right.
mm. Why is that?
So those are my
You don't think that's wrong? That you should treat everybody the
um
same?
I don't think I don't think that it is
Aren't you
necessarily
becoming? Aren't
right.
you becoming your enemy
No, I'm not
if you do
becoming
that?
my enemy. I'm not becoming my enemy. I didn't say that I would not give those of other races. I said that I'm more likely off instinct. If I
Off
see
instinct.
somebody,
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying? Like I
Mhm.
can relate to you, so I'm off instinct gonna give you. But
Mm,
not saying that I won't give anybody else. It's just not gonna be natural.
mm,
Which I don't think that's something wrong because we have a different experience in society. We have a different disadvantage in society. And I can relate to that. I can empathize with that more.
mm. Yeah. It's getting. I feel like it's getting harder to see. I feel like we done became so entrenched into society that it's hard for us to spot now.
Mhm.
Like more people are siding more with there's nothing really. It's not that bad. Then you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mhm.
And that's why I come to the judgment too. Like if you're satisfied, you don't know history.
Mm. What would make you satisfied though? What would make y'all
There are a lot
satisfied?
of
Having a nice job, having a nice car,
yeah.
having
That would
you the
make you
haves. What
satisfied?
about no?
No.
Oh, I'm speaking on people who are
No, I'm
satisfied.
talking
You the
about for
haves.
you. What would
For
make
me,
you
what'll make me
satisfied?
satisfied? I think that's another milestone that I didn't hit because I used to want to be a lawyer until I came to the conclusion I can't save everybody. So I would rather want to speak to the people who want to listen. If you sign up for my class, that means you want to learn something. I ain't making you.
Mm,
I can't go teach African American studies in high school because that's a requirement. If you sign up for my class, you want to hear what I got to say. If you
oh,
read
okay.
my dissertation, you want to hear what I got to say. I ain't in the business of forcing you to listen because at the end of the day, you ain't gonna grasp it anyway.
So you just want to keep educating people about who they are.
That want to be
Mhm.
educated.
Okay. And who? If it's getting too late, just let me know. But tell me, who, if you had to tell a black man who he was, who would you tell him? Who is he?
And this reminds me of a conversation I had with my boyfriend one night where he told me that he did not want to identify as black anymore. And I went on a whole tangent explaining to him, kind of like what we did for you, the culture and the history and how important it is to embrace that blackness. Until he explained to me his opinion of, I don't want this to just be my good enough. I don't want how when I walk in the world in America, this is just how people see me with the locks, the golds, the accent, like scared of me when I walk into a place.
Mm,
And so now when we speak, I tell him, you go in that job, you're a strong, intelligent man. You educate yourself. You know not to fall into the system. Like that's what I would tell a black man. Don't fall into the system. Educate yourself. You don't actually have to conform with what you think blackness is. Just be enough for yourself. Have enough dignity to be yourself.
mm. Okay. So you really talking to the confidence of a black man.
Yeah, like don't fall victim to the streets, don't fall victim to the system, don't even fall victim to yourself and the stereotypes that have been placed on you and the burdens that have been placed on black men for generations. You don't have to be that. Be yourself.
Okay. And that's something you got to figure out on your own. Huh?
Right, that's a form of identity. At first, I thought my boyfriend was lost until we really went into this. He related it back to the Bible, told me that he traced his grandpa's lineage back to Ethiopia, and I realized that he wasn't just speaking to. He was confused at one point, but he wasn't just speaking off being lost. He was educating himself and learning as he was talking to me, basically. And I was immediately off rip judging him, but I had to take a step back and appreciate that all he wanted to be wasn't just some black man off the street, conform to these society views of how people look at him.
Yeah, and see, and that's where the rebuttal comes from. With that is, I think we are more than just post slavery,
Mhm.
and I feel like they created us. We like the sons of America, the children of America. You
Mhm.
know, but to know that to know how much black people before slavery, before they created the word black, how much we contributed to the world, like to the world, not just here, like to the world, to white people, how
Mhm.
much we contributed to white people, how they got their education from us at a time. Like knowing that, I feel like do more for you than just studying the history here. Learn the history here, but don't stop at a slave. Like we, our history go way beyond bondage. We came to America before white people. A lot of people don't talk about that. Most a lot even the people you see in China right now are not the real people. That it was black people there. Black people were all over
Right.
the world. And that's why I say and that's what I mean. Like I'm trolling y'all, but like that's what I really trying to say, that we lost the sense of ourselves due to slavery. They took a lot away from us. We didn't know how proud we should be of our skin tone and what our lineage of people have contributed to the world. You know what I'm saying? We got disconnected from that. They wouldn't even tell us that the Egyptians was black. You get what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
that's where I'm coming from with that. That's why I didn't understand. But I get what y'all, because I was being short with it, but it's like it's deeper than just us waking up and fighting to be a part of a society that didn't want us when we created civilization. You get what I'm saying? We even created what civilized mean. We,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Like going that deep into it versus just thinking, yeah, you resilient and you made good of yourself after being a slave. Like that's, I ain't gonna say it's a downgrade, but to like ignore what we done contribute to the world is crazy to me. Like know that we created language, we created shoes, we created clothes. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
Mhm. I,
But
I think our point was never disagreeing with you on that. It was more just a strong statement of you saying black people have no culture,
mm,
when I think most of us strongly believe that African Americans do hold a culture. We can acknowledge what we did pre-slavery for sure, but my ancestors that I know of were not a part of that. Does that make sense? Like my lineage only goes as far as Mississippi here, and I always want to keep that narrative alive. I want to be proud of what they overcame. Even Mississippians being the last off the plantation, we made a lot for ourselves.
yeah, and I'm not saying that don't count. And I acknowledge that what we did here. But I'm just saying like when you go to the schools, they gonna tell you the white man the greatest thing on earth. He done did so much for the world. He taught
Right.
you how to talk. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I'm saying,
Yeah.
know that you taught them how to talk. Know that.
Right.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah.
why I say don't stop right there because it's deeper than that. We look up to Greek gods and uh Shakespeare and all the poetry and shit, but they copied us. That they
Mhm.
stole from us. The Greek gods is African gods that they just carbon copied. You get what I'm saying? Like it, we what they claim their position to the world is really our position. That's what I'm really trying to say. That's really what I'm trying to say.
Right.
The position the white man and the black man was once in, but they switched out. We switched out. But that's
Mhm.
all. I really enjoyed y'all though. Y'all gotta come back. How y'all feel? How was y'all? Well, let me end the show, then I ask y'all that. Anything y'all wanna leave? Y'all wanna say to the chat before I let y'all go?
Another thing outside of I did enjoy hearing everyone's perspective. I think this was a great a great experience, and it was very like it was an experience for me. I can't say that because I'm not usually into talking about just talking.
Mm. Talking about talking.
Nah, like just just talking, like, cause I don't know. Sometimes I don't, not that I don't know enough, but like I feel like I said, this is my studying area. I want to gather all my information before I speak, because people
Mm.
who speak without any knowledge that baffles me. I don't really want to hear.
I get what you're saying. So, okay.
So,
Say what you know. Know what you
right,
say.
right.
Mhm.
What about you, Raven? Anything you want to leave to the chat?
I want to say that I really enjoyed the conversation. I like when I get to talk to other Black people about being Black, and that even though me and Jada are young, I hope somebody learns something from us or learns something about our generation and how we feel about being Black. And that this really, it probably pushed me and Jada into our motive of wanting to start our own podcast. So I want to thank you for that opportunity as well,
Let's
because we've been
go.
talking about it. And I think this is something we should actually pursue because it's unique to hear other people's experiences.
Exactly. Exactly. Let's give it up for those people, for those young ladies, everybody on the show. What a great episode. What a great episode. It was a long one. I could have really chopped it into another part, but I just went ahead and let it run because it's Juneteenth, man. It's Juneteenth, and this is Juneteenth month. But it was a good pod. I really enjoyed everybody on the episode. We had our different in perspectives and opinions. Uh, it is what it is. I really hope those two young ladies start their podcast. They're two young college female college students going to Ole Miss, taking up African American studies, as you heard, and you know, talking to those young ladies, it made me realize that we just grow. Like we grow with our peer group, but a lot of times we don't check in on the generation that come a little bit after us, or a couple of decades after us. Like we got to keep having those conversations with younger people and the older people because it's like it's gaps in what we perceive as black, as what we perceive as black history, what we perceive as knowledge. Like it's gaps. And if we're not talking to each other, then we'll be believing one thing and they'll be believing one thing, but we thinking that we all believe the same. So yeah, I really appreciated that conversation. Uh can't wait to do it next year again. We got what Black History coming up after Black February coming up before that, man. But man, we dedicated, we working, we making moves. July. What do we have for July? I still don't know yet. I don't know what I want to make the topic for July, but I don't know. I don't know what direction we gonna move in after this. I'm gonna check it out. I was gonna do a live this Saturday, but I don't know, man. I'm kind of tired. It depends on it. I ain't dropped the. I probably won't. I'm gonna just wait to make a big finale for next week for Saturday, and we might pop out Thursday. I don't know. But it's a lot going on next Saturday too, though, for me. But I'm gonna try to make it back to give y'all another episode. But man, I really enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed the comments. I enjoyed the disagreements. I love when I can sit down and disagree with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because that let me know that they really talking to me. Because some people just agree with anything you say. Like I love the disagreements because that's when we can find a common ground. And a lot of times we saying the same thing, we just not hearing what each other's saying. We just saying it a different way, and it's throwing off what we hear. Or we feel like they missed our point, so we don't want to hear their point, type of thing. So that's all. That's all. A lot of times, that's all it be, man. We just be missing each other point. Do I want to take some calls? Do y'all want to call in? I don't know. It's getting late. Some of y'all might have been out. Some of y'all job might have gave y'all the holiday. But we ain't get the holiday though. I guess we ain't. I guess they ain't feeling Juneteenth where I'm at. But yeah, let me see, man. But Pull up the thing, man. If y'all want to call in and just say whatever, it could be about the episode. It could be about, it could be a history lesson. Tell me something about Juneteenth. All that, whatever you need to do. I'll leave the lines open a little bit. Yeah, look like everything's set up. Yeah. The number on the screen, 601-336-2003. I'll take one or two calls. Two or three calls. Or none if y'all ready to just lay it down. But yeah. The number is on the screen. We I don't know. I'm gonna think of something though. I wanna do a grand finale, not based on the episode though, just like on a live stream. I gotta figure that out though. I gotta figure that out. I gotta get some people together that I think that would be like very interesting and very knowledgeable to talk to y'all. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna look into it. Yeah, look into it. I don't know though. Juneteenth. What's crazy though? As a kid, I don't remember people celebrating Juneteenth. Like it's new to me. It's new to me. Like it feel like it just recently started buzzing to me. But I've seen other people say that they've been celebrating it since they was little, and I was like, dang, I don't remember celebrating. Or maybe it just was in my household they didn't celebrate it. I don't know. But I don't remember Juneteenth like that. July the 4th always been big, but now it's like you kind of feel like you want to make Juneteenth just as big, but sometimes you got to use your own PTO. But yeah. We if y'all don't though, if y'all haven't, go follow me on YouTube too, man. I got Put the Kids to Bed and Let's Talk on YouTube. Um Dropping videos over there, clips, videos. Actually live on YouTube right now too. But I plan on doing some things just for YouTube too, like taking parts that may have been played on here or not on here no more. Like, because for some reason Facebook deletes the live after 30 days. It won't let me like keep it up for some reason. So if you ever want to go back and watch a live, maybe you called in or maybe somebody called in or you want to just rehear something, go check out YouTube. It's on YouTube. Check out my YouTube. And, everything that's on here is on YouTube plus more. But man, if everybody good though, if all hearts are satisfied, I'll get off, man. I'll stay on to 10:30. It's 10:23. I'll stay on to 10:30. If we don't get no call, I'm gonna go ahead and dip out. Looking at some of the comments, man. I saw Jasmine post a comment. She said something about the oldest church and Bible is in Ethiopia. Is that true? I've heard that. I've heard that. I've heard that. Heard a lot of things. How true is that? Let's see. The oldest church. But this church in Ethiopia is the oldest. The oldest church in Ethiopia is the Church of Lady Mary of Zion. Okay. Is the oldest site. Let's say, is this the oldest Christian church? Is one of the oldest Christian church sites in the world, but it's not the oldest surviving Christian church building. Okay. So Syria. I think when people hear about Ethiopia being one of the first churches, it's one of the first churches that they spread to. Like when they started spreading Christianity, Ethiopia was one of the places that they spread to first before they got back to like Rome and Greece and stuff. All right. Yeah, I guess Rome. Like before they went that way, they went to Ethiopia, if that makes sense. But I don't think Christianity started in Ethiopia. But I could be wrong though. But it look like that's what they saying too. But anyway, just a quick fact check. What we got? Man, look like we're gonna be cutting it short. But thank y'all for tuning in, man. Great conversation. Can't wait for the next topic for next month. We'll be back live next week. Next week we'll take the weekend off. We'll be back live next week, either Thursday or Saturday. But I'll post when it's gonna be, either Sunday or Monday. I'll come up with it. But man, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I know I said 10:30, but I see the chat getting low. I don't think nobody gonna call in, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it. But man, really thank y'all. I enjoyed y'all, and happy Juneteenth. Enjoy your weekend. Do something great. Do something fun. Celebrate.